Yo, so I heard you looking about VR treadmill. So I'm MartydudeVR. You guys have probably seen me use this treadmill a lot. I have done a lot of VR content with a VR treadmill in the past year, plus since I've been on one. And literally at one point, I was damn near the face of VR treadmills on TikTok. So in this video, I'm gonna go through everything I know about VR treadmills, from price, maintenance, should you get one, and literally anything that we can think of or I can think of to give you information on making an informed decision before you go out and buy one of these bad babies. So the first thing is price. So there's a bunch of different prices for these treadmills. Obviously, this is a katvr Catwalk C2 Plus Enhanced. So this is one of the more expensive treadmills from katvr, but there's a whole wide variety of VR treadmills. The coolest thing is you don't have to get a VR treadmill from an actual VR treadmill company. You can literally make your own treadmill. There's a video that came out probably a few months ago from Beaks. He made a video going over his custom VR treadmill that he uses to play Halo and a bunch of other different games. Now, it's a very DIY solution, not perfect, but it literally gets the job done. I think it only took them like $100 or maybe $200 to make. And even this company makes a lot of different VR treadmills. They have 3 different VR treadmills. So they have one that's 800 to 900, another one that's C2 Plus, which is about 1,000, and then the C2 Plus Enhanced, which is around 1,500. But you can always catch these things on sale. You even have higher tier treadmills like the ones from Virtuix, which is the Omni One, which I will be getting soon. So shout out to Virtuix. We got a nice little deal going on. So I'm actually gonna be covering their treadmill really soon. So stay tuned. You also have the Accelerate treadmill that hasn't been released to the public yet, but I think you can buy it for like 5,000 for business applications. But I personally would say wait for the consumer type. But that's the one that has the little balls on the bottom of it. Really cool features looking treadmill, but obviously not an option right now. But I do think that their price is gonna be around 2,000, I think, for their treadmill. So there's a lot of different types, a lot of different configurations for ones like this, which is kind of like your base standard ones. They usually do come with shoes. Now the Omni One doesn't come with a shoe per se. It comes with something that goes over your shoe, or like for trackers and stuff. But the katvr one actually does come with shoes. And what's cool about these treadmills is that this is essentially a mouse. It's an optical sensor, and basically once you slide your foot on it, you walk. So if you're balling on a budget, you also can enjoy VR treadmill greatness. You don't have to drop $3,000. People see me on stream with this one, they think it's like 5,000. I'll tell them no. Well, it's actually like 1,100 with like discounts and stuff. And real quick, if you guys want anything I mentioned in this video, I'm literally gonna put it in the description below, so just go down there. Next thing we gotta talk about is space. So this treadmill is a big one. It's a big boy. And you see, I'm a big boy, and this thing looks comparably sized next to me. So I usually have mine in the center of my room. If you're not dealing with a lot of space in your room, don't get no goddamn treadmill, man. What are you doing? Don't get a treadmill. If you're gonna put it somewhere, I would say also put it on carpet. You wanna put this on carpet because it can be a little loud on wood floors. My boy Frontways Larry, he actually didn't like his treadmill because he had it on the hardwood floor and it was very loud. Now, in terms of space, I would say find somewhere where you can, if you're standing on a treadmill, and let me actually get up there to show you guys this. All right, so I'm standing on a treadmill right now. The main thing you want for space is that if you're standing on a treadmill like I am, you don't want to be able to touch the wall. As you can see, I have dinged up my wall a good little bit. That is from VR. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you don't want to be able to touch your wall or anything of importance in your room. So if you stand on a treadmill, you know, obviously you strap there, stuff like that. You're moving, you reach out a little bit. I would say actually lean forward a bit and reach out. Whatever you touch means you need to move your treadmill or your room's not big enough. Let me stop taking it easy. Ooh, shit. I hit my damn hand. Ah! Why am I this close to the wall? Ouch! Ah! So yeah, space is really important. I'm actually, yeah, I forgot to say this actually comes with a seat, by the way. But yeah, this actually is a very important thing because a lot of you guys won't really have the space. Now I have my own office, I have my own house, so I moved a lot of the stuff around in here and specifically built my play area to support something this big. So if you're with probably in an apartment that has smaller rooms, I would say put it maybe in the main area, in the living room or something like that if you can. Now, if you're like, you know, married like me, your wife might not like that, or your parents. So I don't know how you guys' situations are, but I would say definitely on all VR treadmill sites, they're gonna have specifications of space. So measure that space out. I don't care if you gotta put tape on the floor, stand in it, reach out. See if you touch anything. If you don't touch anything, you're good. All right, guys, next thing we gotta talk about is noise level. So I did turn off the noise suppression on my microphone for this. I want you guys to be able to hear how loud this is. So this is how loud this treadmill usually is. To me, this sounds like a normal treadmill. It sounds like a normal treadmill to me, but to some people, this is too loud. Now, you guys remember, guys, you are walking on metal. For most of your treadmills, you're walking on metal, it's gonna sound like you're walking on metal. So what you're gonna do is, there are ways you can soften the sound. This is the quietest treadmill that katvr has. The Omni One, I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard it's decently quiet. But a lot of treadmills are gonna make sound, y'all. There's no way to get around it. We're not there yet. I'm not sure how loud the accelerator is, but yeah, if you're gonna be in a VR treadmill, it's gonna be decently loud. Another thing that people always ask me about is software support. So, do you need a PC to use one of these babies? And the answer is depends. So right now, the katvr, you can use it with just a MetaQuest and that's it. And but you will need a Nexus attachment. So you got to pay a little bit more to get that software support. Now, some people are gonna be like, no, but I mean, if you wanna play without a PC, then you're gonna need it. Now for the Virtuals Omni One, it comes with a Pico headset, I think. And for that one, I'm not sure. I had to do my research. I haven't personally used it myself, like I said before. And the Accelerate, I think, is only PC VR as far as I know. But there are different options out there, guys. So definitely do your research on the particular treadmill that you want before you go and really, get into the nitty gritty of finding out that you can't use your treadmill without a PC, or if you need to pay extra to use it with a MetaQuest. Now for katvr, the software support is pretty good. I personally don't mind the cat software. Can be a little finicky to set up, but I want to do my own video one day going over how I get my movement so smooth, because as you guys see as I play Minecraft or anything else, I usually have my movement set up perfectly for whatever game I get into. Now, a lot of you guys may not even own VR headsets. You're just getting into VR and you're worried about motion sickness. Now, to me, I get motion sickness more when I'm not playing on the treadmill. And you're probably like, wait, aren't you running and sweating and stuff? Yes, heat can cause motion sickness. Being too hot can cause motion sickness. And being overwhelmed in the VR game cause motion sickness. But we're on the VR treadmill and, obviously I have a fan right behind me. I have well, not even a little, but I have this Vornado fan right here behind me, and I also link this in the description below. Very good fan, also works with Alexa, fire. But you need a fan. You need a fan to blow on you when using your treadmill, guys. Please stay cool, because once you get hot, you're gonna get motion sick. And once you get motion sick, you're not gonna play VR no more. Now, personally, I say, and I say this all the time on stream, I get way less motion sickness being on a VR treadmill than playing regular VR. So when you're playing regular VR, you're kind of floating around like a ghost, right? So you're like an apparition kind of floating around in a space, and so it's not really connected to your body. But when you're using this, it's fully connected to your body, so you feel like you're actually moving. And I think that's the best way to describe it to people who do not play VR. So yeah, most of these VR treadmills are gonna come with their own proprietary software, guys. Just do your research. So yeah, make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated. Like, I think even this treadmill even comes with a water holder on the side right here. And I want to say the Omni One does too, I'm not sure. The next thing I want to address is my particular use of my VR treadmill. So this is like my version of my experience, what I got my VR treadmill for, why I keep it, why I keep investing into them, why I keep going further with my VR treadmill journey. So I originally bought my VR treadmill to lose weight, to get rid of this gut, and that it really helped. Gaming plus fitness has always been the coolest thing to me, right? So before, what I would do is I would do powerlifting, as you guys can probably tell, I'm a decently brolic guy. And I would do powerlifting, bodybuilding, quote unquote, and I would basically be throwing weight around. And so I got bored of that, to be honest with you. And I wanted to do something that included VR, included fitness, getting my cardio up. And this was the perfect solution for that. So originally, when I first got my VR treadmill, the C2 Core, I had lost like 20 to almost 30 pounds just playing VR, streaming. Streams went viral. People love the VR fitness challenge. You can go back on my YouTube right now and see those old streams. But for me, VR treadmilling was something I always seen like people do. Like my boy J Bar, who really is like the the godfather of VR treadmills. Like, he literally is one of the first people I ever seen have a VR treadmill outside of, like, you know, obviously the movie Ready Player One. And quick side, I still haven't seen that movie. Don't get mad at me, please. People get mad at me all the time. I tell them I haven't seen the movie, but I have never seen that movie. But you know what? If this gets enough views, I will watch that movie. I promise you. But yeah, I basically got a VR treadmill to lose weight, man. I started playing Minecraft, started playing my favorite shooter in VR, Contractors. I started playing every game, every VR game that I could touch became a VR treadmill game. And the cool thing is, I stopped playing regular VR. Like, I was used to cover PSVR 2 a long time ago, like very heavy. Put the PSVR 2 down, I kept playing just whatever I could play on my VR treadmill. And so it totally changed my content. I became more of a streamer, and I can say VR treadmills genuinely changed my life. Like, I can't imagine VR gaming or any type of gaming I do on a month-to-month basis without a VR treadmill. Now, I know that sounds like one big ad. I'm gonna be like, hey man, click my links and discounts and stuff like that. But it's genuinely true. Like, my channel, all my stuff blew up. I started, you know, being able to do more things, and it just became a big blessing. And the community that I met, the VR treadmill community is probably one of the dopest communities in VR because we always help each other out. You know, I put people on to katvr and different companies and stuff like that. People that put me on, Kalia VR, she put me on with katvr. Literally got me a free VR treadmill. And shout out Kalia. Like, it's just a lot of dope people in the space. My boy Circuits, he just blew up doing VR treadmill content. MartydudeVR, some of y'all probably follow him. He passed me, dude. He's doing great. And I honestly, his content is fucking amazing. Like, I love his content because it's arc raiders. He's playing arc raiders on a VR treadmill. I'm gonna link everybody I'm talking about in the description below so you can follow them also. But the community is also something you get when you get one of these treadmills. Like, it's a small niche community, but it's some genuinely cool people. So yeah, I use mine to lose weight. And I think if you're a person who wants to lose weight, wants to get fit, or wants to just add another level to your VR journey, because I'm gonna be honest with you, VR is a money sinkhole. Anybody who is in this space that's an influencer or somebody who just is an enthusiast, they will tell you the same thing. You will spend a lot of money the more you get into VR. So yeah, fitness base was my beginning of my journey. Even now, I'm about to go on another VR fitness challenge to get rid of the old gut right here and to kind of size down for the summer. So the Virtuix Omni 1 is gonna be my journey for doing that. You probably gonna be the last time you guys see this treadmill in the video for a while. And that's enough with my use. I hope I explained that very well. I'm kind of started yapping a little bit. But the last one I wanna go over is maintenance. So maintenance is a biatch. All right, so for most VR treadmills, you're gonna need some oil, man. I personally recommend the blaster oil for the C2, really anything from katvr. I haven't tried this on the Omni 1, but this is silicone lubricant. I'll put this in the description below. The thing is, with the katvr kind of oil, it can create a lot of gunk on the bottom of the base, and that makes running on your treadmill insanely hard and makes you damn near want to return it. So it gets that bad. So right now, I don't have any gunk on the bottom of my treadmill at all. Spray this on. Well, I can actually show you guys right now. So what you're gonna do is get your Diddy oil, spray it on, little light coat. Light coat, not too much. You don't want to slip and slide off of it. Get a little rag, a little microfiber cloth, or even paper towel, works too. And then boom, spread your Diddy oil all across it. And you're good, love. The next time you get on, you're gonna be slipping and sliding. Yee. And another thing is, for use, you wanna make sure you're tightening up your screws. So this has screws on the bottom of it, and they can become loose over time. You also got the screws that connect like the back brace to the machine. You basically wanna go through every few uses or every use, depending on how big you are. So I'm a big guy, I'm about 270. So I need to tighten this up every time I use it because I don't wanna walk off. And I actually did that one time on the C2 Core. I actually walked off the platform. So if you wanna stay safe, make sure you actually maintain this because it's just like a machine or like a workout machine. You need to maintain it, oil it, all that stuff. All right, so with all that being said, is one of these VR treadmills actually worth it? Is it worth it to don the shoe of VR treadmill? Most of you guys know. I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of you guys, this is gonna be a really big expense and you're probably not gonna do it. But I think if you're a person who wants to lose weight, if you want to start a different level of VR that you're currently not on, then yes, I would say right now a VR treadmill is very much worth it. I recommend it. I really do. Not even because I make money off of it or anything like that, but for some people who need, that's kind of convincing if you're watching this video, because a lot of us watch this type of videos to kind of get a second opinion. Me, I've enjoyed my journey, man. I have. I literally have had some of the most fun gaming on this VR treadmill. Like games like Left 4 Dead, Minecraft, Half-Life Alyx, or anything that is already immersive in VR. VR chat also. This takes it to the next level. Can be a little annoying to get past the little finicky parts of the software and stuff like that. But I think as an overall experience, a VR treadmill is worth it if you have the extra income, if you have the space, and if you want that next level VR. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Check the description below if you want anything mentioned in this video. This is the VR treadmill breakdown for 2026. If you got more questions, hit the comments below. If you want to get anything I mentioned in this video, hit the description. With that being said, it's MartydudeVR. And remember, I'm just a dude with a VR headset and a VR treadmill. Peace.